It seems like we say it every offseason, but this offseason was truly the craziest the transfer portal has ever been. It seemed like every day there were new players coming and going. Your favorite team likely lost a couple of really good pieces, and your favorite team also likely gained some really talented pieces as well. Every week, I'm releasing weekly videos talking about 10 players who transferred to new programs that are going to make huge impacts at their new schools. Before we get to today's video, make sure to smash that subscribe button and turn on those notifications if you're new to my channel. If you're watching this video, odds are that you love college football, and odds are you aren't subscribed to my channel. So make sure to subscribe to one of the best college football communities here on YouTube. I'm posting college football videos every day leading up to the start of the season, so make sure to subscribe so you never miss a video. Also, make sure to drop a like on this video as well. It helps out with that YouTube algorithm and helps share the video with more college football fans. Plus, it only takes a second to do. Did your school land a really solid player in the portal this offseason that should be included in these lists? Drop a comment down below and I'll make sure to include them in my next video. We'll kick off today's video with probably the most intriguing quarterback transfer of the entire offseason. He's not the best quarterback that transferred, but I'm probably the most excited to see how he does. After a rough career at Clemson, Uele transferred to Oregon State. Things just never really developed the way many thought they would while he was at Clemson. During his career there, he completed 60% of his passes for 5,700 yards with 36 passing touchdowns and 17 interceptions. He did add nearly 1,000 yards on the ground with 15 rushing scores. As I've talked about this offseason, Uele going to Oregon State could be a huge get for the Beavers. They were so close to being in the Pac-12 title game last season and had awful quarterback play all year. If they get a significant upgrade, they legitimately could win the conference. So it's going to be fun to see if Uele can turn his career around with the Beavers. Florida State landed one of the best overall defensive players in the portal in former Virginia cornerback Fini Cypress. He was rated as the number 2 overall prospect in the On3 transfer ratings and the number 4 overall prospect in the transfer portal rankings by 24/7 Sports. He appeared in 18 games in 4 years with Virginia, totaling 57 tackles with an interception, 14 pass breakups, and a fumble recovery. He was first team All-ACC by Pro Football Focus and was second team All-Conference by the AP in 2022. He led all of college football, averaging 1.6 pass breakups per game, and was first in the ACC and 9th in the country in 14 total pass breakups. The Noles will have a lot of hype surrounding them in 2023, and Cypress is going to be one of their standout players on defense. Texas has been killing it in the portal these last few years. They added a pretty big name wide receiver in former Georgia receiver A.D. Mitchell. He made some pretty big plays during his freshman season for the Bulldogs, catching 30 passes for 400 yards with 4 touchdowns. Injuries limited him in 2022 as he appeared in a total of only 6 games. He only had 9 receptions for 130 yards with 3 touchdowns, but he caught a touchdown pass in each playoff game. Quinn Ewers will add another weapon to this already impressive offense. The Ducks added some much needed depth at wide receiver as they added former Alabama wide receiver Trey Holden. In 2022, Holden was one of Bryce Young's favorite targets. He finished the season with 25 receptions for 330 yards and was third on the team with his 6 receiving touchdowns. Bo Nix will be back with one more season with Oregon, so adding another weapon for him is a huge get for this Ducks offense. Tennessee added a formerly highly touted wide receiver recruit in Dante Thornton. He was rated as a 4-star transfer and ranked as the number 10 wide receiver in the portal by 24/7 Sports. In 2022, Thornton had 17 receptions for nearly 400 yards with a receiving touchdown, averaging just under 22 yards a catch. In 2021, he had 9 receptions for 175 yards and 2 touchdowns. In high school, Thornton was a consensus 4-star recruit and was considered to be a top 100 overall recruit. He was the number 1 wide receiver from the state of Maryland and was the number 6 overall wide receiver according to the 24/7 Sports composite rankings. We've seen just how good these Tennessee receivers can be over the last few seasons, so maybe Thornton is the next great one. Peyton Thorne was a really interesting transfer as it happened so late in the offseason. After a pretty successful career at Michigan State, he ended up transferring to Auburn. This was a pretty big get for the Tigers as they struggled at the quarterback position last year very badly. Even when they had Bo Nix, it wasn't an ideal situation. During his time with the Spartans, Thorne threw for 6,500 yards with 49 passing touchdowns. His best season came in 2021 when he led Michigan State to a Peach Bowl victory and a crazy 11-win season. That year, he threw for 3,200 yards with 31 total touchdowns. He was top 4 in the Big Ten in passing yards and passing touchdowns. Considering Auburn quarterbacks combined to throw for only 2,000 yards with 9 passing touchdowns in 2022, I'd say adding Thorne is one of the biggest overall additions of any transfer portal move this offseason. Missouri added one of the top offensive linemen in the portal in former Houston offensive lineman Cameron Johnson. He started all 13 games for the Cougars last year at left guard and was first-team All-American Athletic Conference honors. He allowed just 1 sack in 556 opportunities and didn't allow a sack in his final 473 opportunities. There aren't too many conference first-teamers that enter the transfer portal, so Missouri gets a really good one. Oklahoma added a solid player on defense in former Indiana linebacker Deson McCullough. He was the number 43 prospect in the 2022 class and was a standout true freshman at Indiana this past year. He appeared in all 12 games and made 4 starts. He earned freshman All-American honors from ESPN, was second team from The Athletic, and was second team from College Football News. He was an On-3 midseason true freshman All-American and was an athletic midseason freshman All-American as well. He was 7th on the team with 49 tackles, 2nd with 6.5 tackles for loss, and was tied for the team lead with 4 sacks. He registered 3 pass breakups and was tied for 2nd on the team with 3 quarterback hurries. There's a lot of Oregon representation on today's video as former South Carolina defensive lineman Jordan Burge transferred to the Ducks. He started in all 13 games for the Gamecocks in 2022. He finished the season with 60 tackles, including 32 solo tackles. He had 7.5 tackles for loss, 3.5 sacks, and 3 pass breakups. He had a tackle for loss in 7 of his 13 games. He made double-digit tackles in 1 game and 5 or more in 6 games. He was one of the top players on defense for the Gamecocks, so it was a huge blow for them when he entered the transfer portal and ended up at Oregon. We'll wrap up today's video with another player that Texas landed in the portal, this one being former Arkansas defensive back Jalen Catalon. He played in 21 games and started 16 during his career at Arkansas. During his time, he totaled 160 tackles with 81 solo tackles, 3.5 tackles for loss, 5 interceptions, 14 pass breakups, and 3 forced fumbles. He started the 2022 season against Cincinnati, recording 8 tackles before being injured and missing the rest of the season. Prior to the start of the year, he was chosen as a first-team All-American honor by Phil Steele. He started the first 6 games of 2021 before he was sidelined with a season-ending injury. He still finished 8th on the team in total tackles with 46 and had 4 pass breakups, which was tied for 3rd on the team. Injuries have hurt him the last couple of seasons, but when he's on the field, he's a true difference maker. Was there a player that your team landed in the transfer portal that should be included on these lists? Drop a comment down below and I'll make sure to include them in a future video. Before you leave, don't forget to smash that subscribe button and turn on those notifications if you're new to my channel. I'm posting college football videos every day leading up to the start of the season, so make sure to subscribe so you never miss a video. Also, don't forget to drop a like on this video as well. It helps out with that YouTube algorithm and helps share the video with more college football fans. Plus, it only takes a second to do. As always, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you all in my next video.